480 BC. A narrow mountain pass in Greece. 300 Spartan warriors stand in formation. Behind them, 7,000 Greek allies. In front of them, an army so massive it takes days just to march past a single point. 100,000 Persian soldiers, maybe more. For 3 days, these 300 men held the line. This is the story of Thermopylae, the battle that defined sacrifice, the last stand that saved Western civilization. This is the story of the 300. To understand this battle, we need to understand the enemy. The Persian Empire in 480 BC was the largest the world had ever seen. It stretched from India to Egypt, from the Black Sea to the Arabian Peninsula, and it was ruled by one man, Xerxes the First, the King of Kings. 10 years earlier, in 490 BC, the Persians had tried to conquer Greece. They landed at Marathon. Against all odds, the Athenians crushed them. 6,000 Persians killed for just 192 Greeks dead. It was humiliating. Xerxes wanted revenge. For 10 years, he prepared. He assembled the largest invasion force in ancient history. Some sources say 100,000 men. Others claim up to 300,000. The true number is lost to time, but everyone agrees. It was massive. The plan was simple. March through Greece, burn Athens, enslave the Greeks. There was just one problem: geography. To reach southern Greece, the Persian army had to march through a narrow coastal pass called Thermopylae, the Hot Gates. It was barely 15 meters wide at its narrowest point. Mountains on one side, cliffs and ocean on the other. In this pass, numbers meant nothing, only formation and discipline. And no one had more discipline than the Spartans. When news reached Sparta that the Persians were coming, King Leonidas knew what had to do. He selected 300 men, all warriors, all fathers with living sons. Why fathers with sons? Because Leonidas knew none of them were coming back. This wasn't a mission to win. It was a mission to buy time. Time for the Greek city-states to unite. Time to evacuate Athens. Time to prepare. The 300 marched north. Alongside them, 7,000 Greek allies from other cities. They reached Thermopylae and waited. The Persians were coming. Day 1. When the Persian scouts first saw the Spartans, they couldn't believe it. The Greeks weren't hiding. They weren't preparing defenses. They were exercising, combing their hair, stretching. The scouts reported this to Xerxes. He laughed. A Greek exile named Demaratus, a former Spartan king, warned Xerxes, "These men are Spartans. They prepare for death as they would for a festival. You're about to face the finest warriors in Greece." Xerxes didn't listen. He sent a messenger to Leonidas with a simple demand: "Surrender your weapons." Leonidas's reply became legendary. "Molon Labe, come and take them." Xerxes was furious. He ordered his troops to attack. Wave after wave of Persian soldiers charged into the pass, and wave after wave. They died. The Spartans fought in a phalanx formation, shields locked, spears extended, an unbreakable wall of bronze. The narrow pass meant the Persians couldn't use their numbers. Only the men at the front could fight. And at the front were Spartans. By the end of the first day, thousands of Persians were dead. Not a single Greek had fallen. Day 2. Xerxes couldn't believe it. He sent his elite troops, the Immortals, 10,000 of the finest Persian warriors. They marched into Thermopylae with confidence. They left in pieces. The Spartans used a tactic called feigned retreat. They would break formation, pretend to run, and lure the Persians forward. Then they'd turn, reform the phalanx, and slaughter the overextended enemy. The Immortals the pride of Persia, were humiliated. By the end of day 2, Xerxes was desperate. The Greeks had held. His army was suffering massive casualties. Morale was collapsing. He needed a way around. The betrayal. That night, a Greek traitor named Ephialtes came to Xerxes. For gold, he revealed a secret, a mountain path that bypassed Thermopylae. Xerxes immediately sent the Immortals through the mountains under cover of darkness. By dawn of the 3rd day, a Greek scout ran to Leonidas with devastating news. The Persians were behind them. They were surrounded. Leonidas called a council. Most of the Greek allies wanted to retreat while they still could. Leonidas agreed. He ordered the allies to leave, but the 300 Spartans would stay. Along with them, 700 Thespians and 400 Thebans volunteered to remain. 1,400 men, surrounded by over 100,000. They knew they were going to die, but they would make the Persians pay for every step. Day 3, the final stand. The 3rd day began with the Persians attacking from both sides. The Greeks abandoned the narrow pass and moved to a small hill. Here they formed a circle, shields out, spears ready. The Persians attacked in waves. The Greeks fought with spears until they broke. Then they fought with swords until those broke. Then they fought with their hands, their shields, anything they could use. Leonidas himself fell early in the final battle. The Spartans fought savagely to protect his body. 4 times they drove the Persians back. 4 times they recovered their king's corpse. But there were too many. One by one, the Greeks fell. When their weapons were gone, they fought with rocks and bare fists. By midday, it was over. Every single Greek defender was dead. The Persians had won. But the cost was devastating. Xerxes was furious. In a fit of rage, he ordered Leonidas's body beheaded and crucified, a sign of disrespect unheard of in ancient warfare. But the delay changed everything. Those 3 days gave Athens time to evacuate. The Greek navy prepared at Salamis. When the Persians finally reached Athens, they found an empty city. They burned it. But 2 weeks later, at the Battle of Salamis, the Greek navy destroyed the Persian fleet. Without naval support, Xerxes' massive army couldn't be supplied. He retreated to Persia, leaving a smaller force behind. 1 year later, the Greeks crushed that army at Plataea. The Persian invasion failed. Greece survived, and Western civilization, democracy, philosophy, science, all of it survived because 300 men chose to die at a place called Thermopylae. Today, a stone monument stands at Thermopylae. On it, a simple inscription: "Go tell the Spartans, stranger passing by, that here, obedient to their laws, we lie." 300 men, 3 days, changed history forever. That is the legacy of Thermopylae. The 300 Spartans didn't just fight a battle. They bought time for civilization itself. If you want to see more battles that change the world, subscribe to Front Archives. Next time, we're diving into Blitzkrieg, how Germany conquered Europe in weeks. I'll see you there.